What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rambling Garage. Today we're going to be working on the 66 AMC Rambler with the goal of getting this thing running and driving again. It's been a little bit and it's been sitting on the stands for too long now. So what we did, if you guys don't recall, we took off the Holley EFI, the sniper system, and the reason we did that was because we didn't have a good way to run the TV cable. There were ways to do it, but the more I got thinking, the more I thought, why don't we just throw a factory carb back on this? We're not getting a ton of horsepower or anything from that. We're just getting some like tunability ease out of it, which doesn't really matter. We can tune a carb easily enough. It didn't have any ignition control, so that's why we're going back to the 4150, 4160, I don't know. Holley, it's a 450 CFM. It's a factory 4-rail carb. This one looks to be off of a manual car of sorts because it doesn't have the TV kickdown, but we can drill that easily enough. I just want to get this car idling where we want it, and then we can drill that, and we're going to have a car that runs and drives as it should. So let's turn around here. Let's take a look at that carb. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what we got, and I'll show you guys what else is going on with the car. We're going to finish some hard lines for the fuel lines, and yeah, once that's done, we can get this thing back on the ground, pull it out in the garage. We're gonna finish up the floors and all that. I'll show you guys that as well. So let's check it out. All right, so here's our factory carb. We did have to do some epoxy there on the inlet, but that all went on there real nice. This is really nice and sturdy. That actually ended up nicer than I thought it would be. Have our hard line coming over here. I did put a rubber line in here just to allow for some vibration. I know the factory line is a hard line all the way, but maybe we'll change that in the future, but it seems like having that rubber dampener there is a good idea. Down to our factory fuel bowl or fuel pump that we've had on the car before. Just through a clear filter so we can see what we're picking up, and then that you guys have not seen yet, I have a new hard line that goes all the way back through, all the way back. So that's going to about the trans cross member, I believe, and we need to extend the hard line past there. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Once that's in place, we can get this thing, get it running, and once we have it idling, that's when we're going to be able to take this guy here, and we can drill that hole right there. So then we'll have our kick down. What happens is when you hit the throttle bracket is going to move this guy backwards towards the firewall. So I'll do something like, you can't really see, but it'll go towards the firewall, which is going to pull that TV cable in, which is going to tell the car when to shift, when to add pressure, all of that. So that's what we got going on there. I'm waiting to get the car to idle because I don't want to drill this and find out that we're going to kick it back a little bit and end up with, you know, having high pressure at idle or something like that. So that's where that's at. Just looking at this thing now, we did the custom plug wires a little bit ago, the MSDs, and what are they called, the street fires. I'm glad I did that. It really opens things up in here. So glad I did that. Other things we have to clean up yet. Just trying to think. I have one of the rubber fuel lines still on the underbody from when we did the sniper, so we'll take care of that. But outside of that, we're really close to having this thing back to reliable. This is a nice looking carb. Somebody did a decent job on it, and I'm happy to have it in here. We are thinking about doing, I'll put it on the screen, but a Holley, just a different air filter that's kind of an oval, so it'll kind of come through here, and it should match the valve covers a little bit. I'm curious what you guys think of that. Might have to cut or trim this down to fit under it, which I don't know that I would mind a whole lot because it's just it kind of sticks out. But anyways, that's where we're at on this. Just to look, because we're here, take a look at the floors. Just still cutting away. So I got a patch over there. I got to patch the seat cross member there, and up in the footwells all the way up is not the best. Over there, it's not as bad. I'll see if we can zoom in. See some small holes, but I think we're going to cut out a similar patch just to make sure that it looks good. So that's that. I do also have to do some kind of magic over there on that seat brace because that rocker was a little worse. When I cut that open, that was all one big rat's nest. I'll put a picture up right now. But big rat's nest, so it's just been collecting a bunch of moisture. So that's all cleaned out. We're going to, we'll spray in there and make sure it doesn't get worse again. So yeah. That's a whole separate video. We're going to be cleaning the interior and redoing it all. So I'm excited to do that, but even more excited to get this thing back on the ground so it can move a little bit on its own. Enough talking, I think, guys. We have another hard line here. I'm going to go put that in, probably off camera because there's not a ton of space under there, but we'll get that hard line put in. Then we'll have it routed all the way back to the tank, and then we should be able to start getting some gas up to the carb, seeing if this thing will run, and seeing how well it runs on that factory carb. I've never had a factory 4-barrel on this car. I've had a Holley 600, I've had a Holley 2-barrel, never had the 450 on there. So I'm excited to see how it runs. It should be enough carb for a street application for a 327, even with a mild cam. So enough talking. I'm gonna go get that done. We'll be back to you guys when we're ready to crank this thing over and start sucking some gas up to the carb. All right, guys, it is super hard to see under here, but let's see here if I can show you where we're routing these fuel lines. You see that hard line coming down right to the right of the left of the frame rail there? Comes over the trans cross member above my head. I need to get a smaller P-clamp here to hold it nice and solid. But then we're back here and we take a little 45 right up to, this has to look so weird on the computer screen, but right up to the rubber line there. So I think what I may still do is kind of bring this here and do another P-clamp here just to hold it in place. I want to prohibit as much vibration as possible. So then we have that rubber line goes back to the tank up and over just like it did with the EFI. It kind of takes a weird curve up there, but it works just fine. So that's what we're going with for the hard line under the body. So I just got to get some P-clamps, some 3/8, and take care of this here. So that actually looks like that curve that I made here is a little tight, so I might be able to tighten that up, or it might be okay. We'll see. So I'll get some P-clamps, but we are ready to actually make this thing run. So it's nighttime out right now. I don't know how well you can tell. It's nighttime out there. We're going to wait until tomorrow, and then we'll try and start this guy up. All right, and another awkward under the car video, but we've got our P-clamps in, and fuel lines are nice and tight. So let's stop playing around. Let's go try and start the car. Alright guys, so I wasn't getting fuel up to the filter that's down there now. I don't know that the tank has gas in it, so I just put it in our little thing of gas there. We'll see right away if that's pulling gas. If not, we might have a bad diaphragm on the fuel filter. That thing has been sitting in storage for 3-4 years, so who knows? Very possible that it's bad. I'm gonna go crank it again and we'll find out super quick here. Alright, a little more progress. So I finally got the pump to pull off of a tank that I had laying around, but that tank had 50-to-1 in it. I need to get a tank with something else because it was smoking a little bit, obviously, having oil in there. But everything is all back together here. We were overflowing in the bowls a little bit. They had them adjusted all the way up, I think. So I adjusted them down, and we'll see if once I get a better tank of gas, if that works. I don't think I have any gas in the tank right now. I think that all drained out when I was pulling out the EFI. There wasn't much in there. I did that on purpose. I had planned to take the tank out this year, but that obviously did not happen. So we'll get some more gas in there and try again. But while everything was apart, you can barely see down there. Maybe we'll try it from down here. New trans cooler lines, put those in. That filter will obviously go up once we get gas moving. And everything is starting to look a little cleaner. You can see them down there too. Just zip tied together so they stay where they're at. So that's that. Next clip is going to be hopefully with some gas, and we'll get it running. It's a little loud right now because it's got a hole in the exhaust from the O2 sensor that we got to plug. But yeah, we'll get it running and we'll see how she runs. right, and that's just how she started this morning. Kind of crazy. It started out pretty nice. I think our choke is holding up our idle. We're idling right around 1,000 RPMs if I had to guess. It's high idling, just a little more than I would prefer it to, but we'll get that brought down and then we can get that drilled. So that'll all be later. We're pulling fuel, you can't see down there, but pretty successfully out of a new can. So filter's full, so running pretty well. I need to patch up that exhaust and I think then we'll be ready to proceed. So that's about it for this video. I wanted to get this one, just get this one running and have it in a place where we can proceed with just about everything else. So I can get the car on the ground finally, and we can take care of the floors. Alrighty guys, so there we have it. The Rambler's back up and running finally. I think it runs okay. I have some more dialing in to do a little bit here and there, but it'll at least move now for us, so we can get it out there. We can weld all the floors outside, and I can take a closer look at the passenger side since that's so close to the wall. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope to have more Rambler updates coming here soon. I got some stuff going on with the Trans Ams as well, and I have a Grand Prix update coming for you guys here in the next couple of days. So be sure to stay tuned for that stuff. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around, and I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.